Alright, Floyd's Mayhem Garage today. Let's do some work on this thing. So, I moved this around the other day. This is one of the parts trucks for my crew cab. It is a single cab short bed 4-wheel drive. I thought about building this into an off-road truck, but then I ended up finding another one. So, I ended up building that one. At this point, I think I just want to sell this guy. So, but I do want the axles out of it. These are Dodge axles. My current off-road truck's got GM axles under it. So, I want to change these out because I do have some extra parts for these, not those GM axles. And yeah, at that point I can move some stuff around and hopefully get this sold. It'll be nice to get it out of here, clear up some space, but let's get it moved. Got the skid steer out. I don't know what I would do without the skid steer. Oldie but a goodie. Well, let's see what we can make happen. Alright, making some progress. Front axle is out of the parts truck. Front axle is loose on the off-road truck. So, the axle over here. They're both Dana 44s. This one is unfortunately drum brakes in the front. This one is discs, but this one's discs on a 8 3/4, or I'm sorry, 3/4 ton truck spindles on the end of the Chevy housing, and so I'm not really sure what's going on there. And so basically I just want to get rid of it. It is locking hubs though, so is that one, because that's out of probably a swap line era truck. One thing though, I was looking, this has a tag on the axle. None of the bolts are loose either, so I don't think there's any fluid in the front of this thing, but it's got a tag saying 354 gears. I'm pretty sure the rear says 410s, but maybe not. I gotta double check that. Maybe these were 354s. So, better yet, the Dodge axles. The rear one there has 410s, and this one's got 410s. So, irregardless, that's gonna be a better combination anyways. And then hopefully at a later date, I want to switch this out for a Dana 60. But that's down the road, and that's if and when I find one. But yeah, this is where we're at. So getting ready to pull this axle out. I gotta undo the brake line, and then I can roll it out. I might not clear the fenders, so I might actually have to change the tires where it's at. This one was easy with nothing on the front end, so this one might be a little bit trickier. But here we go. Getting closer. So, get the lighting right here. Dodge Dana 44s under. Putting the U-bolt on now. The GM axle's under this one. It's just sitting there for now. I've got to get some U-bolts and something around that. But yeah, we're getting dark and it's getting cold, so this is definitely going to roll into tomorrow. So I should hopefully get these kind of buttoned up and some U-bolts on them just so they're held. And I think I'll get them spun around and do the rear axles tomorrow. And we'll continue the saga of some axle swaps. Alright, day 2 here. Pretty sure this is where we left off. Front axle's in. We're actually bolted up on this one. Front axle's under here. Nothing's bolted up yet. We'll get to that. And then I think I'm going to flip these around so I can work on the ass ends on this side. And then same as the front, swap out the backs. I think the backs are going to be a little bit easier than the front. There's less stuff attached to them. But yeah, switch out the GM for the Dodge Dana 60. I believe this is the 14 bolt GM. Probably a pretty decent axle, but same thing. I've got extra parts for these Dodge Dana 60s, so I want to end up running these. And then at some point here, soon-ish, I think I need to start doing a bunch of work on this truck. So I'd really like to get this going as a off-road truck. The bed sides I should probably do something with. This is horrible. Supports are gone, but I'd really like to section out the bed and bob it, I guess, and really shorten it up and cut the frame down, because where the spring perches are, there's a good, 8 inches there. We can trim this up, maybe even 6, maybe do it at an ankle. But yeah, shorten up the whole back of this truck, and that'll really help in off-roading this thing. It's kind of cool. I have some ideas for some rock sliders too. We'll see how that works out. A lot of times you can go underneath. I'm thinking, just because these are kind of hammered anyways, and I've got some beautiful, previous rust repair. I'm thinking trim off the bed and trim off the fenders and cut the rockers off and build a tube and actually weld it into the body and then tie that into the frame. And I think that's going to become my rock slider. And I think, because that'll give me more clearance, and replace the already dented rocker, and then tying that into the frame will basically make everything more solid. Because I know these frames do have quite a bit of flex to them, and especially this one. It's the Z-bar setup. I forget which way it flexes. You end up losing most of the clutch because it flexes the Z-bar away. So maybe I can fix some of that with that. But yeah, let's get after it. All right, U-bolts are off. These ones are old and rusty, but I have removed these before because this rear axle was in my crew cab, and the one that's in this, or that was in this, is now my crew cab. So these have been swapped out before, so those unbolted real easy. And then these on this one are out as well. It had new U-bolts on it, so they unbolted super easy as well. So we are ready to swap some axles. To get this picked up, slide the axle around. Ooh, I gotta undo the drive shaft on this one, and then brake lines off on that one. I gotta do the brake line on this one as well, and then we are ready to swap some axles. And just like that, some axles are swapped. I tell you what, I don't know what I would do without that skid steer. So, axles on. You can see this is that 14 bolt. You can see where it had been welded on, and the new shoes, new-ish, or whatever you want to call those, are barely even welded on. So, I don't know anything about this axle, so that's why I don't want it. I'm sure it can be a good rear end, but out it goes. So, gotta put some U-bolts on this one, finish up the U-bolts on this guy, and swap some tires. And hook up a drive line on this guy, and then I want to pull a few more parts off of this. That drive shaft same length as this, and if I'm going to be off-roading, I'm probably going to want an extra, so I'll snag that. And otherwise, I got to clean out the interior on this, and then I think this is ready to post up for sale. So, see if anybody wants this. It'll probably be pretty cheap. I'm sure there's somebody out there that wants a 4-wheel drive short bed frame. Let's get after it. Okay, so this truck got the short bed moved out and just out into the field for now. An interesting problem with this. So, Dana 60, out of that other truck, the drive shaft fit. This one does not. The drive shaft is too long. Oh, good, and I lost a cap. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. Drive shaft too long. This one has the bigger U-joints for the GM axle. Not a big deal. This one, though, is a hair shorter than this one with the correct size U-joints, but it's too long. It's too long by like an inch or two, which is pretty substantial. So, pretty interesting predicament. The plan here is to actually do a lift kit on this truck. So, I'm not sure if I want to leave these rear shackles or not. And if I do, with the lift springs that I have, because I've actually got the rear lift springs right here. So then I got to get the front still. That will move the axle further away from the transfer case, but I'm not sure if that's going to give me enough or not. Should. But yeah, that's a interesting problem I have to deal with. So we're kind of stuck at the moment. We gotta figure out what to do there. So time being, I don't know how much more work I'm going to be doing on this. I wanted to get this done so I can get that other frame sold, but I was hoping to be able to park this back where the crew cab is right now, but it's going to have to sit here for a little bit, so I might have to do some more to this. I might not. But for now, that'll do it. And I guess we'll see you next time. Take it easy.